Hello everyone, happy Sunday. Welcome back for another video. Today's video is all about self-care. And for those who have been following along with my channel, you'll know that I am all about self-care. I am literally the biggest advocate for taking care of yourself and of your body. I truly believe that living a healthy and balanced lifestyle has a lot to do with introspection, with thinking about what you, yourself, your body specifically need in order to live a happy, healthy, and balanced life. Self-care is a huge aspect of that. However, there may be some small misconceptions about self-care. We've all heard the term self-care. Oftentimes it's associated with a bubble bath, with doing a face mask, with treating yourself to some food. But that is not the case. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love a good bubble bath. I love a face mask. And for me, I do consider those things to be self-care, but that is not the one sole definition of self-care. And that is exactly what I want to show you today, that there are several different ways of practicing self-care that go way beyond a bubble bath and a face mask. Now, self-care is literally what it sounds like, caring for yourself. And we are all unique. We are all so different from one another. So self-care doesn't look the same for all of us. Also, it doesn't look the same day to day. It doesn't look the same season to season. For some days, self-care may be one thing and it may be something completely different the next, which is why I encourage you to really take a look at yourself, what you yourself and your own body need in order to determine what self-care is for you. But today I'm going to show you 5 different ways that you can practice self-care that you've probably never thought about. Now, the funny thing is, these are all things that we may do to one extent or another, but we don't really realize that it's actually a form of self-care. So without further ado, here are 5 ways that you can practice self-care that you've probably never thought about. One of the best ways to practice self-care is to fuel your body with good food. Now, this doesn't only mean food that is considered healthy for us. This also means food that is good for your body in particular. What I mean by that is, although something may be labeled healthy, it may not always work with your body. For example, it took me years before I actually realized that I have a sensitivity to gluten and dairy. I realized that it is possible to go out and eat and not have a terrible stomachache afterwards. But it wasn't until I thought about what foods does my body not really do well on, what foods can I replace that with, did I realize that my body thrives off of a certain type of food rather than all the healthy foods out there. So I really encourage you to pay attention to what you're eating. Pay attention to how your body reacts and feels after certain foods. This is also a process of trial and error. You're not going to magically find everything that your body loves within a few months. It's definitely learning, trying, testing, but that's the beauty of it. You get to try out new foods, you get to experiment and figure out what's best for your body. So fueling your body with good food that is good for your own body is a great form of self-care. A second way of practicing self-care is letting your body have enough sleep. Again, this is something that we all know, but it is a form of caring for yourself. If you think about it, we spend so much time in our lives sleeping. But why do you think that is? Because sleep is so important to living a happy, healthy, and balanced life. Our bodies literally recharge and refuel when we are sleeping. Not only that, not only does your body get to recover and have much needed rest, having enough sleep is so vital to having a strong immune system, and I don't think I need to tell you how important a strong immune system is. I'm gonna leave a video up here that I did a few months ago all about sleep and how you can find out how many hours of sleep you need per night to feel your best. The third way to practice self-care that you may not have thought about is to have a hobby, and specifically a hobby that you love doing by yourself and that has absolutely nothing to do with your day-to-day life. Having a hobby that brings you joy and brings you fulfillment not only allows you to express your creative side, but it also allows your body to naturally de-stress itself, because when you're doing that hobby, you are happy, you're excited, and you break that constant cycle of a routine that you have going in your weekly life. You feel a sense of calm and a sense of joy when you're able to disconnect from the routine that you usually have and focus on something completely different. This is exactly why I say you don't want it to really be related to the work that you do every day or to the activities you do every single day. So you ever realize that when you're doing something that you used to love doing when you were younger, you used to love doing, but you stopped doing it for some reason and you feel just like a sense of calm and relax when you do it? That is exactly why you need a hobby, and you need to make sure that you are doing this hobby at least every once in a while so you're able to put yourself in that state of joy and calm. The fourth way to practice self-care that you may not have thought about is to stimulate your brain. In our day-to-day lives, in our weekly lives, we follow a routine and our lives become sometimes mundane and our brain goes on autopilot. When our brain functions on autopilot, although we're not upset or sad, we begin to be bored with life because there is no excitement, there is nothing new happening in our lives. Now, I'm not saying you need to switch up your routine completely or completely uproot your life, but doing little switches in your day-to-day routine to stimulate your brain, to get you thinking, to get you problem solving is going to help you feel so much better, because when your brain's working, when you're curious, when you're using those parts of your brain that you may not be using when you're functioning on autopilot during your day-to-day routine, will help you feel a lot better about yourself. This could be finding a different route to work without using a navigation system, or trying to solve a problem, or trying to fix something around your house. Instead of hiring someone to do it, try to get yourself to do it. Try to look up a YouTube video and fix it yourself. Or if you want to build something, DIY something, just even engage in conversations or learn about a new topic. This is ways to stimulate your brain and make your brain work and think, and this is just going to uplift you and bring you more joy into your life. Now, my final way that you can practice self-care, and this is so interesting because a lot of people don't realize that this is actually a form of taking care of yourself, but it's to open new doors for yourself. What I mean by this is to have an open mind, is to say yes to adventures, is to say yes to trying new things and step outside of your comfort zone. Push yourself outside of your boundaries, not the bad boundaries, but your comfort bubble of life, to be able to experience new things, to be able to open new doors for yourself, open your eyes. This is going to not only make you feel like you're getting more fulfillment out of life, like you're learning new things, but you never know what that will bring you. And I know it's safe to stay in your little comfort bubble, but once you start pushing yourself, it'll become a habit. Once you realize that you stepped out of your comfort zone here and it wasn't so bad, or maybe it was not the way you planned it, but you got something cool out of it, you're going to start stepping out of your comfort zone in different aspects of life as well. That is all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you gather something out of this. Again, self-care, it can be a face mask, it can be a bubble bath, it can be a night off or a night out with friends, but it doesn't always have to be that. Self-care is truly unique to every single one of us because we are unique. So if you did learn something new or get some insight from today's video, then please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe down below, give me a follow on Instagram. I truly appreciate all of your love and support. But that is all for today, so know yourself, know your body, and until next time.